change the spark plugs on this 71 Corvette 350 engine. One thing I am also going to do while I'm in, since I have the spark plugs out, I'm going to check the compression on each one of the cylinders. And I don't want to get in and out of the car to start it every time. So what I did is I hooked up this remote switch. See it? I'll show you where I hooked it at on the starter, but it wires directly to the solenoid on the starter. So when you push it, it will bypassing the ignition. So I'm gonna lift the car up and I'll show you underneath where you actually hook this up. Okay, that switch comes with 2 wires with alligator clips on it, and you hook them to the solenoid. I don't know if you can see that, but one goes to the battery hot wire, which is the top of that solenoid, and then the second one goes to the S terminal on the solenoid. So you can see both of the alligator clips clipped on there. What that does is it bypasses your ignition once you hit the switch up above. Okay, normally I would change the spark plugs from up above, but it's just easier to get to them from down here. So we'll start by pulling the cover off of the spark plugs. You can do it by hand. Sometimes I use a tool just because I don't know how long it's been on there and it could tear the boot. Okay. All right, so the first spark plug. They should just be hand tight. They should not be over tightened. Let's pull that spark plug out. We'll look at them. They actually don't look too bad, but I'm going to change them anyway. Okay, first thing I want to show is before putting in a new spark plug, I want to make sure it's gapped correctly. This particular, the 71 Corvette should be gapped to 0.035 gap, and that is right here, 0.35. So you would do that is right in here. This is actually a pretty tight fit. I think I stretched it out just a little bit, putting it in there. Yep, that's good. But before I put this spark plug in, I want to check the compression of that particular cylinder. Cylinders run from the front 1, 3, 5, 7, and on the passenger side is 2, 4, 6, 8. So we are currently testing the number 7 spark plug, our cylinder. Let me put the camera down, hook up the compression tool. Okay, compression is in. I will now zero it. Okay, after removing the number 7 spark plug, I want to check the compression on that cylinder. You remember the remote switch I hooked up earlier, shows you guys how to hook up. I will crank the engine over a few times and watch the compression go up. Okay, so looking at this, it looks like the number 7 cylinder is at 125. And for a Chevy 350, the compression should be anywhere between 125 and 150. And I'm at 125 on the number 7. Okay. At that point, I will remove the compression hose. I will install spark plug into number 7. Now, if you remember, I already gapped that to 0.035. I'll give it a snug. Do not over tighten it. And put the boot back on until you hear a click. You should have heard that click right there. So number 7 spark plug's been changed and compression tested. Now I will pull off the number 5 spark plug. Okay. And the cylinders on our 350 run on the driver's side from front to back is 1357. On the passenger side, front to back, is 2468. So we are now pulling out the number 5 spark plug, or spark plug of the number 5 cylinder. Looks like there's a little oil in that one, but I think it'll be okay. I am now going to hook up the compression hose to that spark plug, or that cylinder. Make sure it's in there good and tight. Hook up the gauge. Make sure it's zeroed out. Check the compression. Okay, I am, looks to me like it is about 130, roughly, 130 on the number 5. I'm gonna write these down before I forget them. So the number 5 had 130, and the number 7 had 125. Okay. Both of them are where they should be. I'd like a little bit more compression, but 125 is good because that's within standards. So now we'll get another spark plug. And again, the spark plug should be gapped to 0.035, which is right there. Run it between there. Seems like it's a little loose, so I will actually tighten this up just snug and then check it again. Okay. Perfect. Let's run this spark plug back in. And just slightly snug. We don't want to over tighten that. Put the boot back on until you hear a click. You heard the click. That's back on. Okay, that's the first 2. We'll now move to the 1 and the 3, which is very hard for you to see, so I'll turn the recording off at this point. Okay, at this point, the spark plugs have been changed. Most of them I did, well, 4 of them I did from underneath, the back ones on the passenger and driver side. The 4 in the front on the passenger driver I did from the top side. I checked the compression on all 8 cylinders. And as you can see, 1 through 8, majority of them were 130. I had 2 or 3 of them at 125, and that's within range. The range should be anywhere from 125 to 150, and I'm hitting right at 125, if not 130. So I'm happy with the compression of the engine. All the plugs have been changed. I will do the plug wires eventually when I do the distributor. I don't want to dig into that yet. So next up will be the distributor and plug wires. I will do that next. So don't forget to like and subscribe. Okay, again, the spark plugs have all been changed out. I just wanted to show you the old spark plugs that were pulled out. They actually don't look too bad. For the most part, they're kind of clean. Gaps were a little bit larger than the 0.035 that they should be, but overall, not bad. Okay, after the spark plugs have been changed, this is the engine running. It's got a pretty smooth idle. Okay, that will end this video.